Hello, how are you all doing? Hopefully my microphone is working okay. If you are the first in the house, if you could just confirm that you can see me and you can hear me okay. So happy 1st of December. Cannot believe it's the 1st of December already. How scary is that? The fact that, yeah. Anyway, how are you all? Hello, Francis. Hello, Trisha. Can hear me and see me. Wonderful. I thought I'd get in the festive spirit. If I'm totally honest with you, I went out dressed like this for choir. You know, getting in the festive spirit. It was a bit of a Christmas sing-along. So I thought, do you know what? I'll stay in it. I'll be a bit festive. Hello, Val. Hello, Jackie. How are you all? So what have you all been doing on this 1st of December? It's been a really foggy day here today, but it's been nice. I felt really festive going out and doing a little bit of singing with the choir that I'm with. Anyway, let me show you what we're going to do today. I'm going to do a little variation on a theme, i.e. it's going to be slightly different to the sample that was up because I want to show you how you can use different beads for this. Now, if you did want something identical to this one, I have actually got kits up on my website, beadsbyverchiel.co.uk, and in the kit you've got enough materials to make two, and there's all photograph and written instructions, but you will need your pliers as well, which I'll guide you through as we're going. Hello, Wendy. So this is another variation on a theme where I've actually used the graduated pearls, and I've actually used a little body, a bead for the body of the angel in this one, and I've actually used an organza ribbon instead of the eye pins as well, which is what they're called. There's also this one, which is the check glass that are actually in the thread at the moment, which are super cheap. So that are those, you know what I mean. Today is my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to your daughter Val. So the one I'm going to be doing, we're going to do a blue one. Now, what I love about these is the fact that they are good for all year round. So they're lovely for Christmas, but perhaps you might want to gift someone an angel in their birthstone colours, their favourite colours. So it could be, you could even connect a series of them. You could do an angel of the 4 seasons, so that you could colorise them for the 4 seasons. So this isn't just for Christmas. Frances said it's her dad's 90th birthday today. Happy birthday to your dad, Frances. Hope he has a super birthday. And I know you've been doing lots of prep for certain celebrations. Right, okay. I think we'll zoom in and I'll show you them a little bit closer up. Just to say a couple of things before we get going. You can find the last 2.5 months of Thursday tutorial time in my YouTube channel at Beads by Verchiel, all one word. Now the link is actually, or should be, in the description at the top of this post. So it's much easier for you to go back than trailing through Facebook, because it's not always that easy to find. So I will try to actually upload them as soon as I can. I don't edit them anymore. They just go straight on there. What else do I need to tell you? Next week, I'm not actually going to do a tutorial. We're going to do something else. I'm going to do an online auction. So I'm going to do an end of year sale. There's going to be kits in there in sale. There's going to be beads. There's going to be findings. I've never done anything like it before. My mum is going to come in and help so she can take notes of it. So you're going to have to bear with me. But it's really dipping my toes in the water to see whether or not you want more, how we find it. So we're kind of on a bit of a learning curve together. But if you've got any beady friends, please share it with them so that if they want to come and obviously grab some bargains as well, they can. Alrighty, so it'll be the same time, usual time, next Thursday. So let's go on the overhead. Now I'm hoping, oh well, that's good. I've managed to find out how to actually lock this into place, which is really good. Let's just take that up a little bit. Now I got it all organised and I'm messing it up now, aren't I? Right, let's just get that central. There we go. Okay, I'm going to talk about all the different materials. Many of you would have heard of it before, but some of you may not. So we're going to cover it from scratch. Now this is called memory wire. It's invariably used for bracelets, but we're going to use it to give the centre circle shape. Now it's a good idea to have a pair of memory wire cutters so that if you're going to be doing many of these, you don't ruin your main pliers, because it will blunt them. It really will. I think I've got a set of these, not this colour, but they're purple handled ones, left in the thread available for sale. So the memory wire cutters snip it really well, and the good thing is you do not ruin any of your pliers. So I'm just going to cut so that you've got, I suppose, just under half the circle with an overlap. It's more than we need, but always best to have too much. Hello Linda, hello Meg. So this is the one that you get in the kit. Now, where is it? It's getting in a bit of a... So in the kit I've got 4mm glass pearls, the crystal rondelles, those are available in the thread. I think the angel bead skirts have now sold out this afternoon. Angel wings, I think they're on their way out as well. So if you want any of these things, you might want to go and have a look straight after the tutorial. And these are eye pins, but some of them you can just attach straight away the organza ribbon. This one just shows you how you can use a nice little bead for the body instead of the skirt. There's actually the chain that we're going to use to actually drop, so to speak, give a little drop. Where are we? If we look at this one, there's a little bit of chain on there. So I've got the chain available in the thread as well. It's a gorgeous bright silver chain. This one's using the check glass beads as well. Hello Carol. And those are the acrylic beads that you can use for the crowns. Also, the organza is available in the red, deep green and a blue in the thread as well. Okay, now let's pop that on the side there so that you can see, if you're coming late to the tutorial, you can see what we're making. Let's start off first of all. Sorry, I don't know if I've said hello to Carol. Hello Carol. So, round nose pliers, which are for looping. Now personally I turn mine inwards, so sort of curl it under. Have it about 1 centimetre from the end, the tip of it. Make sure it sits flush and turn. Now this is pretty tough, I'm not going to lie. So what I'd recommend you do is overcompensate so that you can make sure that you've got a join in that. You see? When I say a join, you don't want any gaps between there and the edge so that your beads don't get stuck underneath. Bear with. So the beads I'm going to be using today are a combination of these check glass beads that are in the thread with the filigree, some of the blue crystal rondelles, the pale blue rondelles, and also the 8mm glass pearls as well. So that's the combination that I'm using today. So all of that's available in the thread. Now, as always, let's bounce ideas as we're going about, you know, what other embellishments can you do? What can you use them for? So that we can really try and make the most out of the tutorial with regards to sharing what visions we get from it. It might be that you don't get any visions from it, but someone else might give you inspiration. Now this is very much, you know, you can design it as you go along. I'm going to start off with one different colour rondelle, 2 blues and a Tibetan spacer bead, because I love the spacer beads. I just think they give it a little bit of extra depth. Hello Jane, hello Jan. No problem that you're late joining. Had to dash over the bridge to Wales to look after mother who's had a fall. So sorry to hear your mum's had a fall. Hope she's okay. Right, if I pop these on and then I'll just show you what combination. But it really is very much, you know, you making up your own design. Now my top tip would be not to overload, i.e. don't make the circle too big. And I'll show you why not a little bit later on. So this is what I've got so far. We've just put on there. I quite liked the way I've got that bead in the middle and then I've evened it out either side. So I do it sort of in little groups of 3 or 5, but it's entirely up to you. So the next one I'm going to do a slightly different variation. So Francis made some with the snowman instead of the angel in them. What a lovely idea. Now I know, I think it was Meg did something with different things in the middle as well, like snowmen, etc. What a lovely idea. Had completely forgotten about that. Right. So keep pushing that up. So we're aiming to basically fill the shape of an entire circle. So would you know, gift these to people in their Christmas stocking, or keep them for yourself? I just wonder whether or not you could actually, I wonder if you could do a smaller version, you know, with they're like, some of them are like the earring hooks as well, that I don't like, that go, they've got a full loop that you push through the ear, but you can also use them as glasses charms. And I'm just wondering if you could make a smaller version of this to make as a bookmark. Let me know your thoughts. I'll have to see if I can find them out, and I'll post it online probably tomorrow. Hello Trisha. So this for me is my halfway point, so that will sit in the middle. So as you can see, I've kind of got some rhythm going on with it, but sometimes it's just a case of sort of playing with the designs and seeing how it flows for you. Sometimes it means just taking them off and starting again. So I'm just going to balance it out the other side so it actually matches. There we go. Right, so it's that way, isn't it? Because that should be in the middle. But it's also quite nice to have different sizes of beads in this as well. Just gives it that little bit more sort of depth. Right, where are we at? We're on this one. Now the reason why I've only got 3 that I started with is because I didn't want to overcrowd the actual circle. So hopefully once I finish this I can explain what I mean. Now on some of them I've noticed that on mine they overlap at the top, and to avoid doing that is just make your circle smaller. You know, take the beads off. If there's too many beads, just remove them. So what I'm trying to say is if you make your circle too large, it's just going to overlap, so it won't sit so nicely at the top. The nice thing is this is a really quick project as well, so if you've got any more craft stalls, this is a nice quick one to do, and also you can use your sort of end of beads. So you can see that I've got a centre point. So it's I've kind of made a bit of a triangular shape, which is more luck than judgment, if I'm honest. I did want a middle point there, but that's really sweet, isn't it? Make a nice bracelet as well. So what I'm saying is, if you overcrowd it, if you make it too big, then when it comes together with the jump ring ends up over here, and it doesn't sit so well. So try and get it so that, you know, it just sits nicely, not quite touching. So what we're going to do the other end is actually cover your last bead with your non-dominant hand. Make sure you've got it all pushed up there, and then cut about 1 centimetre from where the last bead ends. Just make sure that doesn't take flight. And then we're going to get our round nose pliers again, and we're going to turn that loop round, or form a loop I should say. Okay, just another thing to bear in mind that I noticed earlier on is if you put small beads at the end, quite often the small beads end up getting stuck in the loops. So just think about what size bead you're going to put at the end there. Now I think what we'll do next is we'll make our little angel. So I have got what's called a head pin. I've got quite a small head pin, so there's not too much waste. And I am going to pop 2 crystal rondelles. Now, if you're just going to use, rather than one of the skirts that I've got, you might just want to think about, you know, a teardrop shaped bead or something like that, that just resembles the little body shape. I love these little skirts, they're so sweet. So these filigree, I think they're actually originally bead caps. However, I just think they make great little skirts. So I've got 2 rondelles inside. You've got a centre hole there. And then we are going to pop angel wings over the top there. I know some people like to reverse the angel wings the other way. You know, that's fine if that's what you would want to do. I'm going to use another rondelle as a head. And these are the little acrylic beads that I think make really sweet halos. Now on the ones in the kits, I've actually got, whoops, where are you, daisy spacers. So that's another alternative, and I've used check fire polished on the body and head of that one. So I'm going to just chop this down a little bit, again about 1 centimetre excess from the end of the bead. Then with your chain nose pliers, just leave a little hair's breadth between your pliers and the bead so that you don't crack your bead. Okay, so you just form in an L shape. Then we're going to go back to our round nose pliers, and we're going to turn a loop. So anchor with your non-dominant hand, Okay, you don't have to do it in one fell swoop. Now when you start and get into the end, what you might want to do is start getting towards the tip of your round nose pliers, because it makes it easier to maneuver. Okay, so you've got a little loop formed there for your angel. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to hang the angel in the middle. Now I was telling you about the chain. Now you only need about 3 or 4 links in the chain. So I am going to just marginally open up that head pin that we've just used. Gosh, I really haven't got much chain there, but I think it's still enough. Got 3 links. Bear with. Right, I've just gone off camera because I can see a bit better what I'm doing there. So what I've done is I've just linked the last chain in, and I'm just going to seal that up. Okay, now I've got a little jump ring, and I am going to open that up. So I've got flat nose pliers one side with the jump ring, chain nose pliers the other, and you open it in sort of a sideways action, and make sure that the opening sits at 12 o'clock. Now sometimes it takes a little bit of going, but I've just popped that on the jump ring. I'm going to pop that one side, and I'm going to clip that with my chain nose pliers whilst I manoeuvre the other side. Now it is a little bit fiddly, and then I'm just going to close that up like so. So let's just take a look at that, shall we? So I've got the chain, and I have the chain attached to the small jump ring, and the small jump ring has linked up with either side. So hopefully you can see that okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open up this jump ring, a bigger one this time, and attach that there. Now you could either have it like that and actually pop some organza ribbon on it, like so. And let me take this off and I'll just show you how we attach the organza ribbon, and then I'll show you how you actually make the eye pins if you want to make some chain with it as well. So I've actually cut my length of organza and I've halved it. So you've got a little loop, and you would have the 2 ends, except I've tied them. And then push that through the jump ring. Okay, open that up and feed the end through that loop. So you can basically cover the jump ring up if you want to. Oh, where are you gone? There we are. That's super cute, isn't it? So before we finish, it's quite a quick one today, isn't it? Let's have a look at how we make the chain. So I've got the small eye pins. So for eye pins, you've got a little loop formed already at the bottom. Hello Max, thank you for joining. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Glad to hear that your mum's okay now. No breaks, that's good. A 17-hour wait. Oh dear. They are amazing, the staff, aren't they? All the staff, despite, you know, the fact that the conditions aren't always as they would want them to be. And Jane said she loved these. She used the ring wire for the glass charms last year. Oh yes, the ring wire. That's it. Memory wing. Memory wing. I can't say it. Right. So we're just going to form a loop here. So that's one. Now if you're going to join them together, eye pin to eye pin, rather than a jump ring in the middle, you will need to position them so that they are sitting the same way, if that makes sense. So these two loops are both facing me. And right, so where are we? Let's pop that there. And again, you know, you can alter it to the design that you choose. Turn at a right angle, but make sure it's not too close to the bead, otherwise you will crack the bead. And have it flush at the end of your pliers so there's no excess wire coming out. Cut it 1 centimetre from the bead. Now this is a little bit like your crochet or your knitting. If you do it, everybody's got a different tension, so you may need to cut more or less off. Do you know, thinking about it as well, these would be really nice around a bottle of wine, and that's just given me an idea for some gifts. That you could have your organza ribbon and you could tie the ribbon around the neck, the bottle neck, if it's for a gift. And you could, the other side of the ribbon, you could actually thread through the a gift card, in the sense of, you know, who it's to and who it's from. Okay, so you could actually have jump rings linking that up, because I have basically taken all my jump rings out that I thought I needed. I don't have any more to hand, so let's link them up. So you open up just slightly, open up the sides with the end of the hook, I should say. There we go. And then you link that up to your link that up to the ring. Like so. I rather like that little effect. So that's that. Now what you would do the other end is add another little ring and pop any ribbon or whatever you like off of the end of that. Now I'm just going to show you some of the other combinations again. So this one, as I said, is the check glass bead combinations, and I don't know if you could see, I've got a couple of the crystal rondelles that are picked out, the mixed ones, and that tiny one there is that. Now these are in the thread, but I think because they're quite tiny, sometimes people are not quite sure what to do with them, but these really catch the light and they make lovely little spacer beads. I've got one there, one there, one there. Okay, so that's the blue glass, red glass, sorry. The one that I've got today was a combination of the blue glass. These are Czechoslovakian glass, these are crystal rondelles, and also the blue glass pearls as well. But you know, I just wanted to show you those so that you can see the different combination that you can actually use. So let's just go back to the main screen. Whoops, let's turn that round. How did you find that? It was a nice, I don't know necessarily if I should ever say easy, because I'm always reluctant to say easy, because everybody has got different things that they find easy or complicated. But it's relatively quick once you've actually, you know, mastered what combinations you're doing for the beads, etc. So that is our little angel, and then obviously you'd have the organza. I could pop the organza probably through that eye pin. Let's just add that final touch to it. Any thoughts? I know we've done something quite similar before with regards to a tutorial, so some of you may have done some of these before, but let me know if that's given you any inspiration. I've just gotten an idea now about popping it on some bottles of wine, and I think they'd still be quite good for men as well. You know, you could do, I think they're rather lovely. So there we go. That's the one with the blue organza, and they really do catch the light as well. You could always have that if you've got like a little garland that goes over a fireplace or something like that you've got. You could always have sort of one in the middle, or you could have sort of a cascade of them. You could even have them in different colours as well. So I'm just going to make sure I haven't missed anybody or any comments. So don't forget, next week we are going to do an auction instead of a tutorial next week. So hopefully you will be able to join us. I think that's everything from me tonight, and have a good one. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch up with you on Sunday for a quick update as well. Take care. Bye.